Okay, bit of an update on the Honda. The 300 quad. I've had it leaking rear seal, so I've got the back diff out, and I've just got to go and pick up the parts, bearings and what have you, and I was getting the guys to press out the bearings and the seals because I don't have a press. And what else? Yeah, front tie rod ends. So the steering control arms are, there was a bit of movement in the steering, so I've got those on order to get replaced. And I've got a really strange oil leak in it. It's coming out of the sump plug. I've replaced the washer with a proper Honda washer. You can just, I don't know if you can just make out the sump plug. I'm just redraining it again. And it's just seeping a bit of oil out. Absolutely frustrating. So I will see if I can clean up around the bottom of that sump plug base, which I thought I had before, and see if it is okay. Either that, or I was just going to whack a bit of seal around there and see if that will do anything, clean the oil off that and all around the bottom of it, which is a bit frustrating. But yeah, so that's some of the bits. Brake drum, etc. I better take those with me. Yeah, those are the tie rod ends, and they're so they got a bit of play in them. Which yeah, that one's got quite a lot of play in it, but it which doesn't seem a great deal, but when you magnify it of the whole four, you know, you've got quite a bit of yeah, it doesn't feel right when you're riding it. So anyway, we'll fix all that. Axle's out, that's all good, the splines are fine. I just have to remember how everything goes back together. Okay, rightio, I'll keep you updated. Okay, got the diff back together, new seals and bearings and pinion and seals on that side of it. And I've been watching a chap by the name of D-Ray. If I can figure out how to put a link in there, I will. He gives a really good explanation of how to rebuild these things, including setting up the backlash on the they have a set of spacers or rings, shims, I guess, yeah, shims, different sizes, and you can set your backlash up. So I've got that about per spec, and I'm just going to carry on with the assembly and try and get all of this mess here back into there. But I'm going to have to look at some more YouTube stuff, I'm afraid, because I forgot. Okay, axle in, diff assembled, and now to try and figure out how that stuff goes on there. Brake shoes and the drum. I'm slowly running out of parts, so we must be doing, oh no, hang on. Aha! Got a whole heap of bucket of parts over here, right. I've even printed out a diagram, look at that. I'll carry on. Okay, made progress. We've got the diff buttoned in. And it all looks pretty good. Got to fill it up with oil, of course. One of the lock nuts on that left hand side wasn't that flash, so I had to put a bit of weld on there to stop it from undoing, which is not the best, but needs must. Changed all the front end, the tie rod ends anyway, I should say, and some bushes, and the bit of rope is that rope set up there is to work out, I don't know whether you can see that or not, is we're going to put about 3mm of toe out on the front of it, which at the moment it's towing in a bit more than that with the steering wheel straight. So I'll adjust all that in the morning, and hopefully she'll be a good one. Oh, and then it's just a matter of tipping the bike over, and it's got a leak out of the sump plug, so try another washer, but I need to have a good look in there because it might have a crack in the bottom of the case, which will be a bit of a bugger, but which is an engine out job and a tigger, but we won't yeah, we'll pretend that won't happen, and hopefully she's a good one. Yes, it doesn't look very nice, but oh well, onwards and upwards. Alright, that's the running repairs. Fairly hideous welding, but anyway, it'll do the job. There you go, look at that. You wouldn't even know unless you looked at it. It'll do the job though. And there's actually the reason for tipping it on its side was there's actually a crack at the bottom of the crankcase, just a very small fracture, so I've sort of jammed it up a wee bit with a bit of knead it and then put some sealer on there. It might do for the time being, otherwise it's an engine out jobby and a big fix, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay. She's all done, back together. Yeah, got the welded up the cracks in the chassis. You can sort of see down there, it's a bit tuckery, but I've done that, and I've done a support strut in the middle that was all cracked. And the main reason for finding that out was I had to tip the bike over because it had a leak in the sump plug. And the sump plug has been over tightened at some stage, and it's got a slight, just a small crack in it around the housing, and I think I've fixed it up. It's probably only a temporary fix because I'd imagine I'd have to pull the motor out and clean it all down and then get it tigged up, but we might be able to get away with it. And I've put new tie rod ends in, but there's still a little bit of wobble in the. Not bad. I think it's actually the main steering bush. I thought that had been replaced last time. Anyway, I'll take it for a test drive. Probably have to adjust the brakes, I'd imagine, but probably have to do the wheel nuts up properly too. anyway, that's about it. Looks like a bit of a success. So there you have it. Overpacked that seal spacer, but I think it'll be alright. I'll keep an eye on it. Anyway, that's enough of this. Carry on.